This episode of the Arkham Files is brought to you by the Monarch Theater. Treat your family to a fine motion picture and this beautiful downtown Gotham real estate. Steer clear of the alleyways.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Arkham Files Season 2. I am your host, Dr. Henderson.
My name is Dr. Boose.
And today, we are going to get into the second rogue of Season 2, that being Catwoman. What are your thoughts on Catwoman?
I like Catwoman. Well, I mean, again, it's nowhere near my favorite, but every time she's on screen, I really enjoy her being there, like such as Arkham City, Batman Returns, the Batman. And you know, I don't know. I like Catwoman. I have nothing really negative to say about her. How about you?
I can kind of agree. She's always felt a little. Oh, okay. I must say this. This might be a hot take. She's always felt a little overrated to me, mainly because she does get on my nerves sometimes.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I don't know. I don't think I like the whole good. Like she's a good guy, bad guy. I feel like she should just be a bad guy.
Oh, just not like an anti-hero type of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she should just be a bad guy.
What's your relationship with Catwoman and Batman? Do you like them together? Do you don't really want to ship that?
I like it as much as I would like Daredevil and Elektra or any other thing like that. I can't think. Spider-Man and Black Cat, stuff like that.
Yeah, I got you.
How dare I talk about Marvel in this?
I'll say this. I like this. I rather ship Batman and Catwoman more than Talia and Batman.
Yeah. I can. You just don't like Damian.
Anything to keep him from
child
being born. Or like Damian wishes he wasn't born. Or like he told Louis. No, I'm not going to go into it, but it's God. I don't know. I don't think because I feel like Bruce would have feelings for Talia and all that, but it's just not really meant to be. Ways such as like she's in this League of Assassins and she is willing. Like I don't know. I don't feel like Batman would date someone that was like willing to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah, I agree. Let's go ahead and get into this case file. Catwoman is a fictional character created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane who appears in American comic books published by DC Comics, commonly in association with the superhero Batman. Debuting as the Cat in Batman #1 in spring 1940, she is one of the Dark Knight's most enduring enemies and belongs to the collective of adversaries that make up his rogues gallery. However, the character has also been depicted as an anti-heroine and become Batman's best-known love interest, with many stories depicting their complex love-hate relationship. The Catwoman was Batman's first villain.
Oh, okay.
In spring of 1940, 1 year after Detective Comics, his first Detective Comics issue came out, but she was just then known as the Cat.
Okay.
Catwoman is the alter ego. What?
I was gonna ask, what name do you like better? Do you like the Cat or do you think Catwoman?
Catwoman.
Catwoman. Okay. I guess they're just kind of. Yeah, Catwoman works better because I'm all like, if they're trying to play off Batman, why not have Catwoman? I mean, it just,
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Mm-hmm. Catwoman is the alter ego of Selina Kyle, a Gotham City burglar who usually wears a tight one-piece outfit and uses a bullwhip for a weapon. She was originally characterized as a supervillain and adversary of Batman, but has been featured in an eponymous series since the 1990s that portrays her as an anti-heroine, often with a utilitarian moral philosophy. Character thrived in her earliest appearances, but she took an extended hiatus from September 1954 to November 1966 due to the developing Comics Code Authority in 1954. These issues involved the rules regarding the development and portrayal of female characters that were in violation of the Comics Code, a code which is no longer in use. In the comics, Holly Robinson and Aiko Hasegawa have both adopted the Catwoman identity apart from Selina Kyle. So in 1966, obviously she shows up in the Batman series.
Yeah.
So that must have been her first that time back from that break. Catwoman has been featured in many media adaptations related to Batman. In film, the casting of Lee Merriweather introduced Catwoman to a large audience in Batman 1966. Michelle Pfeiffer portrayed the character in Batman Returns in 1992, Halle Berry in Catwoman 2004, Anne Hathaway in The Dark Knight Rises 2012, and Zoe Kravitz in The Batman 2022. After previously voicing her in the animated film The Lego Batman Movie, that's when Zoe Kravitz did voice her in the Lego Batman movie. I remember.
Yeah.
So she played her in the Batman as well.
Cool.
Julie Newmar and Eartha Kitt gave alternate performances in Batman. And a young version of Selina Kyle was portrayed by Cameron McConova in Gotham 2014 to 2019, with Lily Simmons playing an older Kyle in the series finale.
Mm-hmm.
Catwoman was ranked 11th on IGN's list of the top 100 comic book villains of all time. 11th?
Wow.
I don't know about that.
I wonder who is in the top 10. That should be an episode, because remember we did like top 100 best.
That would be a good episode.
We do top 100. See if we agree.
That would be good. And 51st on Wizard Magazine's 100 greatest villains of all time list. I agree with that better. Mm-hmm. Conversely, she was ranked 20th on IGN's top 100 comic book heroes of all time list.
Dang.
See,
I don't hate Catwoman or anything. I think she deserves.
She should not be ranked 20th in top 100 heroes.
I don't think
it's not even just DC; it's all heroes.
Yeah, I don't think they should be in. I don't think she should be labeled as a. I don't know, because Catwoman doesn't want, like. I don't know. I can't really see her in like top 20s here. Like, if they're going to label, she's an anti-hero, then it should be like in the 90s range. If they're like an anti-hero, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's the way I see it.
Let's move on here to the character and publication history with the creation of Catwoman. Batman co-creator Bob Kane was a great movie fan, and his love for film provided the impetus for several Batman characters, among them Catwoman. Kane's inspiration for Catwoman was drawn from multiple sources to include actresses Jean Harlow, Hedy Lamarr, and his cousin, Ruth Steele. I made a character for his cousin. Kane and Finger wanted to give their comic book sex appeal, as well as a character who could appeal to female readers. They thus created a friendly foe who committed crimes but was also a romantic interest to Batman's rather sterile life. Catwoman was meant to be a love interest and to engage Batman in a chess game, with him trying to reform her. At the same time, this character was meant to be different from other Batman villains like the Joker, in that she was never a killer or evil. As for using cat imagery with the character, Kane stated that he and Finger saw cats as kind of the antithesis of bats. This was his quote. I thought that women were feline creatures and men were more like dogs. While dogs are faithful and friendly, cats are cool, detached, and unreliable. I felt much warmer with dogs around me. Cats are as hard to understand as women are. Men feel more sure of themselves with a male friend than a woman. You always need to keep a woman at arm's length. We don't want anyone taking over our souls, and women have a habit of doing that. So there's a love-resentment thing with women. I guess women will feel that I'm being chauvinistic to speak this way, but I do feel that I've had better relationships with male friends than women. With women, once the romance is over, somehow they never remain my friends.
All right, Bob.
That took a turn.
Like, as soon as you read the first sentence, and you just started chuckling, I'm like, yeah, that's hilarious. Here's the thing. I get what he's saying, but that's funny though. Oh my god. I get what he's trying to say, but it just does not come out right at all. But I don't know. Never mind. No, I got no words.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break and go into a commercial. Be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
No one talks about them.
And we're back. And now on to the Golden Age.
Golden Age. Catwoman, then called the Cat, first appeared in Batman #1 of spring of 1940 as a mysterious burglar and Jill Thief revealed at the end of the story to be young, attractive, unnamed woman having disguised herself as an old woman during the story and been hired to commit a burglary. Although she does not wear her iconic cat suit, the story establishes her core personality as a feminine fatal who both antagonizes and attracts Batman. It is implied that Batman may have deliberately let her get away by blocking Robin as he tried to leap after her. She next appears in Batman #2 in a story also involving the Joker, but escapes Batman in the end. In Batman #3, she wears her fur mask and again succeeds in escaping Batman.
Well,
yeah,
Batman's a simp.
I know. Here's the thing. I don't know if I like. Again, that's another thing I don't like of like Batman allowing it to happen.
Yeah, he shouldn't let his emotions get. That's the whole thing. His emotions are on lockdown. They're not going to get in his way, unless it's like Alfred or something. But that's
I don't think I just can't see Batman doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was the 40s. These were a crazy time.
Yeah, it was the 40s. All right.
Now we're moving on to looking at this next section. Moving on to way later in the 1950.
Yeah,
I wonder if there was a gap in between her showing up, or that was just skipping.
I guess it's just going over like key points here because there's no. I mean, because
I know there was a gap in between the Silver Age, or between the Golden Age and Silver Age.
Because I mean, I can't go on from like #3 all the way back to 62.
Yeah, that's
so I mean,
true.
Nothing really major happened. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So here we go. Batman #62 of December of 1950 reveals that Catwoman was a. Oh, good lord!
I think it says amnesiac.
Amnesiac. Okay, flight attendant who turned to crime after suffering a prior blow to the head during a plane crash she survived. She reveals that this in the Batcave after being hit on the head by a piece of rubber while saving Batman while he was chasing her. However, in The Brave and the Bold, old issue 197, April 1983, she later admits that she made up the amnesia story because she wanted a way out of her past life of crime. She reveals for several years helping out Batman in Batman 65 of June 1951 and 69 of February 1952 until she decides to return to a life of crime in Detective Comics 203 of January 1954. A newspaper publishes stories Batman's past adventures and some crooks mock her about it. However, Catwoman prevents her thugs from murdering Batman once he is found knocked out, but quickly claims she wants him as a hostage. Catwoman appears again as a criminal in Batman 84 of June 1954 and Detective Comics 211 of September 1954, which her two final appearances until 1966.
Oh, wow.
That was a pretty decent gap, 11 years.
11 years, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. This was mostly due to her possible violation of the Development Comic Code's authority, rules for portrayal of female characters as stated in 1954.
Wow, and that was the
okay. That was like, dang, it used it for 11 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. I now that I think about it, I don't think I knew Catwoman's origin story until now.
I
assumed it was like what it was in Batman Returns, but I guarantee it's not.
That's what I always thought it was, or it was some woman.
And they did the same thing in Gotham too that they did in Batman Returns. So I don't know.
Yeah. That's why I always thought.
Gotham was very Tim Burton inspired anyway in the stuff that they did, so it's hard to. Anyway, let's move on to the Silver Age. Or not.
Okay, here we go. Silver Age. Catwoman made her first Silver Age appearance in Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane. Wait, what? Appearance of Superman's girlfriend, Lois. Oh, it's a Lois Lane issue. Okay. I need to get me some hands on those books then, because I have a bunch of Superman books. I always want to get those like weird ones. You know what I'm talking about? Like there was one where I think there's like Jimmy Olsen spin-off books as well.
Yeah.
No, now we're gonna see
Superman's friend Jimmy Olsen or something like that.
Yeah, Superman's friend Jimmy Olsen. But in this, Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, in number 70 through 71, November through December of 1966. Afterwards, she continued to make appearances across the various Batman comics. Several stories in the 1970s featured Catwoman committing murder, something that was neither the Earth 1 nor Earth 2 versions of her would ever do. This version of Catwoman was later assisted in the alternate world of Earth B, an alternate Earth that includes stories that could not be considered canonical. Wait, that's right?
Yeah.
Canonical on Earth 1 or Earth 2. That's the Silver Age.
So whoever that writer was that decided to write that, DC was like, what?
Yeah.
Probably like, we don't have enough time to rewrite this book. Let's just put it out and say it's from a different Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that was the Silver Age. Not much happened in the Silver Age with Catwoman. I guess they were trying to ease her back in.
Yeah, I guess they just didn't use her that much. I don't really understand because I think she's good enough to use.
This says now there's a lot for modern age. So I'm not going to read all of it, but I'll pick apart different sections. I'll read this big section though. Tangled Origins. Catwoman's origin, and to an extent her character, was revised in 1987 when writer Frank Miller and artist David Mazzucchelli published Batman Year One, which is not one of my favorite books.
Oh, you don't like that one?
It's not my favorite. I have to reread it though. I've only ever read it once. A revision of Batman's origin.
I just saw the movie.
She worked as a dominatrix for the pimp Stan to survive and also sheltered a child prostitute named Holly Robinson working for him. Selina got into a fight with a disguised Bruce after he grabbed Holly, who had stabbed him during a fight with Stan, but was knocked out. Now, this kind of is like what happened in the Batman.
Yeah, this is kind of how I saw with this, and I don't know, her being like very core in a way. And that's why she kind of does the whole burglary thing. That's how I was. Sorry, I never knew about the whole like original thing of her being like a flight attendant or something, like a plane crash.
Yeah. As the story progresses, Selina decides to leave prostitution and takes Holly with her. She gets into burglary to make money and starts robbing the rich and powerful men of Gotham, donning a catsuit costume while committing her heists. While trying to rob Carmine Falcone, she gets rescued by Batman, but is irked of being thought of as a sidekick by the media. In the 1989 Catwoman limited series, written by Mindy Newell and with art by J.J. Birch, expanded upon Miller's Year One origin. The storyline, known as her Sister's Keeper, explores Selina's early life as a dominatrix and the start of her career as Catwoman. The story culminates with Selina's former pimp, Stan, abducting and beating her sister Maggie, who, in contrast to Selina, is a nun. Selina kills Stan to save her sister and gets away with it. Most of this is revealed in the former series, but is expanded upon in her Sister's Keeper. And it goes into Catwoman Volume 2. I'm not going to get into that. She had an alcoholic father at one point. Her mom killed herself when she was young. And with cats. The dad drank himself to death. So she grew up in an orphanage and the juvenile detention center. Let's see. Ed Brubaker reintroduced her to comics at one point. Yeah, she shows up in Batman Long Halloween, Dark Victory, Batman Hush, she's in that, Batman Nightfall. Then she gets her own solo series in 1993, first penciled by Jim Ballant. We're not going to get into that, though, because as in saving time. Mind-wiping revelations. She meets Zatanna, and we learn some stuff. Black Mask, and the 1 year later storyline. This is Infinite Crisis. She does show up in that. Let's see. Yeah, so Infinite Crisis and Salvation Run number 2. She's sent to the prison planet. She allies herself with Lex Luthor in an attempt to return to Earth and mistakenly ends up on an alternate universe Earth where Catwoman is a notorious villain. Slater revealed that Earth is a creation of her own mind, and she has not left the prison planet. When accused of being a traitor by Luthor, she reveals the Martian Manhunter is posing as the Blockbuster, which would soon lead to the hero's death. Using the trust she regained in Luthor's eyes, she earns a passage to the real Earth, in a jerry-rigged teleport machine built by Luthor for letting the villains escape. On Earth, she resumes being a hero with occasional lapses into thievery by commission, simply for the thrill of it. He shows up in some Detective Comics issues in the late 2000s. Batman R.I.P. She shows up in that. Selina and Bruce's romance lasts only for a night because Bruce must continue to pose as Jezebel's lover to bring down the Black Glove. While still recuperating, she pulls off one more heist and exacts her revenge on Hush. With the help of a few allies on both sides, the Oracle, Holly Robinson, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, and Slam Bradley, Selina taps into Hush's assets, leaving him penniless and suffering from wounds inflicted by Batman. She shows up in Batman Battle for the Cowl. Gotham City Sirens, she's a member of that team. She shows up in Blackest Night, which is a good book. I highly recommend reading that. It's really good. The Return of Bruce Wayne, she's in that book. See, Batman Incorporated, she's in that a few times. New 52, she gets her own series. And it kind of relaunched its mainline of superhero titles under the umbrella of New 52. Catwoman's new monthly title now focused on Selina's earlier days as Catwoman, though not the identity's origins. The series begins with Selina frantically escaping from unknown masked men who are invading her apartment. After flitting from rooftop to rooftop, Selina looks back just in time to see her apartment blown apart by explosives. She turns to informant Lola, who often supplies Catwoman with information in various jobs. In this instance, Lola tips Selina off to an unoccupied penthouse where Selina can lay low for a few weeks, as well as a job stealing a painting from Russian mobsters, and yada yada yada. Her revised origin draws from Batman Returns, so that kind of became her all-around common origin, or whatever. She shows up in Trinity War, which is a New 52 Justice League book, and the Earth 2 books as well, in the World's Finest books. She's in DC Rebirth. She fights. It's like she fights Talia al Ghul at one point after Bruce proposes to her. She gets in prison, Arkham Asylums, all kinds of different stuff, and really, that's it. It's just a lot of specific story things for her. Nothing really too big. But she's still going. She's still going strong. Yeah. And now that's
character.
Yeah. Yeah, this is all on the main section here of the file. I do have a section of the top 10 most savage things that Catwoman has done. I'll go through this real quick. All right. Let's see. The wedding. Batman 50. Catwoman decides to abandon Batman and their wedding. She had no more use for the engagement ring and refused to commit for the long term with Bruce. After spending so much time demonstrating her love to Bruce, even getting into a confrontation with the Joker and getting to know his son Damian, Selina thought it would be best to end their relationship. She shed no tears whatsoever as she wrote a letter and packed her bags. Long Halloween. Catwoman. Poison Ivy used Bruce as her own puppet by brainwashing him. Catwoman realized something was wrong. She defeated Poison Ivy. She had to figure out how to wake up Bruce. She had to cut this vine off of Bruce's chest, and it left bloody slash marks on his chest, scarring him for the rest of his life. That's that. Long Halloween. I Am Suicide. What is this? Batman has to round up his own Suicide Squad to take down the supervillain Bane. Arkham Asylum, the Cape Crusader, has the most difficulty getting to recruit Catwoman. Selina had been sentenced to death by the court system because of her heinous act. Because Batman needed Catwoman to seduce Bane, everyone else had trouble letting someone violent and cold-hearted like Selina out of a prison cell. For the mass murder of 237 innocent lives, Selina would face her punishment by lethal injection.
Oh, okay.
We read this.
I had no idea that. Well, I found it interesting that Batman tried to start his own Suicide Squad. I never.
When she wanted the whole world to know that she killed those 237 people. She went after criminals who burnt down her orphanage. Batman was the only one who couldn't believe she killed those responsible. The woman had set up a perfect lie, which led the Dark Knight straight to her companion, Holly Robinson. Batman was caught by surprise when Holly slit Batman's throat.
Dang.
We talked about Year One and that whole thing. We talked about that. See the Lois Lane thing? Yeah, she showed up in Lois Lane. She tried to kill Lois Lane.
Oh, okay. I wonder if that ended. Like, did Lois take her out? Superman, Batman?
He was hypnotized. Oh, Catwoman hypnotized Lois into thinking she was okay. I don't know. There's a lot to read, and I don't think we have the time for it.
Yes.
Azrael, she fought Azrael, looks like. Yeah, because she knew it was not Batman in the bat suit. Talia al Ghul, she fought her. We talked about that in Lazarus Pit. So Catwoman number 16, Selina finally embraces her dark side and joins the Year of the Villain event. Catwoman ends up in a violent battle against the diabolical Raina Creel. In the aftermath that leaves her bloody, Catwoman realizes her only choice at payback is to sink into the Lazarus Pit. She knows that what happens if someone bathes in the Lazarus Pit. No more is Robin. Jason Todd rose from the dead and became consumed as a vengeance-seeking vigilante. There's no turning back as Selina has lost her soul after feeling the twisted effects of the Lazarus Pit. She lost her soul.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, Catwoman's the only one that could really cheat death. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. And that is the end of the case file.
All right.
And we can go ahead and get ready to end this off. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for this episode of the Arkham Files Season 2. Next week, we're going to get into none other than the maniacal madman of Arkham Asylum himself, Hugo Strange. It's going to be a good episode next week. Highly recommend watching that. Also, check out the Clayface episode that we did last week. And yeah, with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. This has been the Arkham Files. I've been Dr. Henderson.
Dr. Boose.
And we'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.
See ya.